with the Partners Academy that we have set up in Mumbai. So a big thanks to Vivek. He's been a part of MBA Academy and he's doing a wonderful job there in a bit with the peers academic their skills. I would also like to welcome the Focus Committee Chairman with us. So he is the one who has initiated all the coaches trainings in India and has given us support that we can move forward with this. Next in line is Coach Vinod. He is a coach with Sports Authority of India and he is a certified level 2 coach and he carries immense knowledge here. Along with them, I would also like to call upon Coach Bhaskar, who is the coach for the Indian women team and who has always been a big support and encouragement for all the clinics we have. We also have Coach Andre here, who is associated with the BFI Academy in Corvus, Mumbai. Welcome everyone, and I hope we have a wonderful next 2 hours where we get to get in as much knowledge as we can. Along with this, I would also like to welcome our Academy boys. So thank you so much for being here, boys, and we look forward to seeing a very positive impact on the court today. Thank you so much. So let's begin with the session. Thank you so much. Coach, over to you.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Hey, this time that I have is for you. That's the only reason we do this. I appreciate those that are here to watch this. Okay, can you hear me okay right now? But we try to do this at our national championships, and we have other times we do this, and the only reason we do these is for you. Okay? Because I don't want to just hear myself talk, and this is a way that maybe, you know, I go to a lot of clinics too, and I listen to other coaches. And I always come away with at least 1 or 2 things that either are new to me or that I've forgotten or it kind of helps me remember, okay, some of these things. So I applaud you. Maybe there's some coaches that aren't here. So I applaud you for being here, right? For being here, okay? All right, today is one of my favorite subjects. What might it be? Anybody know? Defense, man-to-man defense, okay? Because I really believe it makes a big difference to teach man-to-man defense. And, you know, why do we want to do that? Okay? First of all, I think it really helps give intensity and energy to your players. And I'm going to talk about zone in a minute. I'm not against zone, but I think you should always start teaching them man-to-man, person-to-person, whatever you want to call it, defense. And then it's going to make your zone, if you want to run zone, that much better, because they're going to know how to play. If you teach the right way in man-to-man defense, you're going to give yourself a much better chance of beating the better teams, all right, than just playing the zone. And I know that, you know, you have to learn the fundamentals of man-to-man defense to really teach it right. You can't just go out there and say, you know, grab a man and play. There's a whole system. When I came here in 2012, I came to our first senior team practice national team, and our weakness was defense. And I'll even say we were terrible, okay? They didn't know how to play. They'd been playing a lot of zone. When they did play man, there was no structure to it. And so we really worked hard on our defense for 1 year. I mean, we spent a lot of time on defense. And I think that in 1 year's time, it went from our weakness to our strength. Because I believe that if you can defend and you can rebound, you're going to give yourself a chance to beat every team you play. Because the shots aren't always going to go in. You're not, you know, if they go in, that's all the better. But you can't rely on your offense always. But you can rely on your defense. And it takes a lot of hustle. And it takes a lot of work. And you have to get a good system where your players know where to be. A lot of it's positioning. On that team we had, the team that beat China, and really I was more pleased with not only just beating China, but we were competitive with everybody. And that's what we're trying to get to now. We're working to get back competitive with everyone that we play. And I think we're getting there. We're on the way. But that team in that Asian Cup in 2014, people had to come to play India. You know, and I've told many times my favorite time in India, if I could pick out one great moment in my time here in India, it would have been in that hotel lobby after we beat China. It wasn't even during the game. When our players that were used to kind of being at the bottom and thought of as not much, they were walking around that lobby with their heads held high, and everybody congratulating them, and everybody telling them, wow, you guys were something else, and what great defense. You know, you played, China only scored 58 points against us, and they were usually scoring 80s and 90s, okay? And for me to watch those players be so proud and feel like they belong, that was my high point so far. Because it's about the players. You know, I say this clinic is about the coaches. When you're in practice and where you're games, it's all about the players. You're just there to help them. It's not about you, it's not about your record. You know, it's not about my resume or anything. It's all about the players. PFI would not exist with just coaches. All right? The only reason PFI exists is because of all of these young players we have right now. So you need to get your ego out of the way. I have to do that. And make sure we're thinking about what's best for the players. And you know, I share this every time. I'm going to share it again. Okay? Because I've seen a little bit of change. You need to coach all of your players. Okay? That means all 12. When you have huddles, timeouts, at halftime, have all 12 players there. Okay? And I know I'm going to speak to some of you, and you may say, well, I'm not going to change, I've always done this. But I have an issue, okay, with you talking to 5 players and sending the rest out to shoot around at halftime. That's just not how I was taught, and there are 2 reasons why. One is, all your players deserve respect, okay? All your players deserve respect. And the second thing is, some of you, you know, coach, you feel like you have some good things to say to your players at times. Yeah? Feel like you can share some important things at halftime. Sonny, when you talk to players, you feel like you have some good things to say? Okay? Well, let them all know that. You know, not just 5 of them. If you've got some good strategy going into the second half, or a half, or a quarter, or a timeout, make sure the whole team hears that, because there may be some of those players, girls or boys, that are shooting around. You're giving them strategy for the second half, and they have no idea what they need to do. So just think about it. I know it's a long time tradition to kind of do it that way, but you know, I'm here to see if I can make some small changes that may help you. Okay? If, you know, there would be no need to bring me in if I didn't have a few suggestions how I can help you. And again, I don't have any reason to do it. You know, you do what you want to do. I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help your teams be better. I'm trying to help your teams be better. And I think this is one thing you could consider. Do you have something you want to say? Or you just...
Is everyone good with it? Do I need to explain anything? If anytime you feel you need some assistance, you need some explanation, just raise your hand and we will repeat it for you. Okay? Anyone here? All good? All good, coach. Yes, coach.
Good? Okay. All right. You just say yes. Say yes. Okay. All right. So let's talk about defense and how important it is. Here's the first thing I'll say is, why don't you play man-to-man? Why don't you work on man-to-man defense? Some of you. Okay? It may be because it's easier to teach a zone. All right? It doesn't take as much work. There aren't as many rules. You know, you teach a zone. Okay? The other thing is, maybe you have players that aren't fit. And I know you don't have them all the time, and you have short training camps. But I don't think you ought to use that as an excuse either. And the thing is, again, I'm not against zone. When we beat Bahrain in this last game, we spent about 10 minutes playing our matchup zone. But the only reason we could do that well is because it was all built on man-to-man principles. We're still pressuring the ball. We're still helping on drives. You know, all those things that we teach, you're going to see here in a minute, all right, we used in our zone, okay? So I would really urge you, even if you play a lot of zone, to teach man-to-man, person-to-person, whatever you want to call it. That will make your zone better, okay? And you might even want to play some man-to-man, all right? That'll help. Okay. You know, one thing you want to do is give your players a love to play defense. Everybody knows the guy that scores, the girl that scores off the point, that's fun. And, you know, you might get some social media action on that, how many points you scored and all that. But I'll tell you, if you want to win games, if you want to consistently win games against better teams than you are, you better learn to play great defense. I remember when everybody doesn't love, you know, maybe love to play defense, but I think everybody loves to win, right? It's more fun to win. And if you love to win, then you better be a good defensive team. I remember a quote by Michael Jordan. Anybody heard of Michael Jordan? Probably. He said, I don't love practice. I don't love practice. But he said, what I do love is winning. And so I'm going to get out and play my hardest in practice every day and work, give it 100% because I love winning. And that's what you probably, you know, need to instill in your players. Now, it's not just a matter of, you know, playing man-to-man. You need to have a system of play. And I'm going to give you a few ideas here today. Maybe you already know those, but I'm going to give you a few ideas of what a system looks like. The other thing, whether you're playing zone or man, you need to communicate. You need to have players talking. I'm still trying to get our national team players to talk more. They hear me every day. They get tired of hearing me say, talk. Okay? You know? And I share with them a Hall of Fame coach that I coached with named Del Harris. He came to India and did some clinics years ago. He just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. He said, I've never seen a great silent defense. I've never seen a great silent defense. And that's true. It's all about communicating with each other and making sure, you know, you're in the right spots. I would say this. I would say that in your practices, 50% of your practice ought to be defense, please. And sometimes it's more for me, okay? Because I know you want to run the offensive drills, and those are kind of more popular and all of that. But we're going to spend most of the time, there may be some exceptions, most of the time we're going to spend at least half our practice on defense, because I know that's going to give us a chance to win games. And I know we kind of, our identity right now as a national team, you've probably seen that we shoot a lot of threes right now. And that's not necessarily my philosophy always. But when I came to this team, I looked at this team and I thought, what can we do better than anybody else in our group? We weren't bigger, we weren't more athletic, we weren't quicker, we didn't have as much experience, we had young players. So none of those areas we were going to be better. But I looked at the talent we had and I thought, we could be the best three-point shooting team in our group. And in our wins, to make it the Asia Cup, we hit 14 threes, 15 threes, and 17 threes. And so I know you kind of live and die by it, but that's what we do well. And so we can, now, I say, if we don't play defense, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, you can get as many threes as you want to, you've got to be a good defensive team. And we're still growing. I think we're a good defensive team. We're not a great one yet. And my goal would be, by the time we get to August, we would be a great defensive team. Even that team in 2014, we didn't have any defensive stoppers. Really, we didn't have anybody that I could say, you know, you guard that guy and take him out. But we played great team defense. We were always helping, we were always usually in the right position. And so, you know, if you looked at our team, we really got to know each other. We played great team. All right? So we're gonna go through some drills, and it's gonna start with transition defense. And I know I've done that before, so I'm just gonna show you one drill. All right? And then we'll get to the half court part of it, and we might even get all the way to some traffic and things like that. When I was in the NBA Academy, we ran 0 zone, nothing. Because my goal there was not winning games. Hey, there's nobody more competitive than I am. And when I get into a game, I want to win. But that was not my job at the NBA Academy. My job at the NBA Academy was to develop players. And I knew that playing zone really wasn't doing that. Because here's something else. If your team only plays zone, when they get to me, they're going to have a hard time making the national team. Because they come in without any knowledge of man-to-man defense. And when I have to start from scratch, it's kind of hard. So you're kind of doing, just hear me out. I'm not saying play all man, but if they don't know any man-to-man defense, you're doing a disservice to them. Because when they get to higher levels, if they go on to college, or if they try out for national teams, or whatever, and they don't know anything about man-to-man defense, they're going to be lost. They're going to stick out in camp. And so, again, if you care about your players and their future, I would at least prepare them, okay, for what comes later. So we're going to take you through all of these fundamentals. We'll start with one transition defense. Because that's when you have to rebound. You know, you have to rebound the basketball. We won't go into rebounding today, but that's where it starts. Any defensive team's got to be a good rebounding team. And then we've got to get back on defense. Now, it's important here, I'm going to say this all morning long, because you need to have specific cues or specific things that you're asking them to do. But you can't just go, get back, get back, get back. Okay, I'm really big on this. You need to have a system that you give them so they know what their responsibility is, rather than just yelling, get back, get back, get back. Okay? So here's what you're going to see. On every shot, on every lift, okay, if we're on offense, we have our 1 and our 2 guard getting back on defense. Okay? Because we want to be a no layups team. I'm not saying we're always going to do that, but here's one goal we have. To get 10 transition baskets, 10 fast break baskets, and give up 3 or less. Do we always do that? No, but that's the goal. That's what we're after. So we want our 1 and our 2 man getting back. Our 3, 4, and 5 will crash the boards. We want offensive rebounders. But once that ball changes possessions, we want them to race it back. And so our whole goal on defense, if we're not pressing, is to get 5 players back so that our defensive pools can start. You know, if they have 4 on 3 and they have 5 on 4, they can't start. You know, we're scrambling. Okay? And so we want to get back so all 5 guys are facing the basketball. Does that always happen? No. Turnovers, like that. But that's the goal, and it happens more than, you know, a lot of the time. So let me have 5 players out here real quick.
So get the time, you get ready.
All right. 5 orange. Okay. We'll bring you guys up next. I want a 5-man, big man here. Doesn't matter who. All right? Let's have a 4-man here, 3-man. Anybody can be a 3? You're a 3? Who for 1? 1 guard, 1 right here, 2 right here. Okay? Now, obviously, we're not going to go all the way down. Or the coach is going to take charge there. But we're going to go down. Now, here's our system. So when the ball, I've got Quan here to just take a shot when I tell you. Okay. On the lift, when he lifts, you're taking off. Okay? And just go past half court, face this way. Okay? Normally we're going to have him go all the way back, you know, on the half court. And so one would take basket, and the other would take the ball. Okay? And then third man would take the most dangerous player. But what we're trying to do right now is make sure we want every team to play half court as much as possible. We don't want to give up a bunch of easy baskets. If we can make our opponent and we force them to play half court, we got a better chance to win. Half court's tough. You got to run good plays. You got to get people open. You got to get those strings. So on the lift, as soon as you see him do this, you just take off and just go past half court and turn around and wait. You three are going to crash the boards. All right? You get a rebound and everybody stays until it goes through. All right? So you're on offense basically right now. Okay, so turn this way. You're on offense. So we're gonna rebound, and if he misses, you're gonna put it back in. If he makes it, hit out. And everybody goes as hard as they can to half court and just turn around. Okay? And then we'll go to the next spot. Everybody understand? Rebound, rebound, rebound. Out, out. Put it back in, but then everybody full sprint. I don't mean a half sprint, all right? I mean until you cross half court and then turn your face this way. So this is going to be our philosophy on any offensive possession. When that lift comes, 1 and 2 back. Crash, then everybody gets back. And we'll run a drill like this, just kind of over and over, 5 on 0. We ready? Everybody, including you guys, when he goes to shoot, everybody's going to yell shot. Yell shot for him. Good, that's good, that's good. Everybody yells that shot, okay? You ready? Shot! Put it in, put it in. Put it in. Go to the board. Get out, go, 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 go! Now, good. All right, back, back. Now here's the other key. Whenever they cross half court, they got to find the ball. Okay, that's on offense and defense. Automatic rule, you get to half court, you don't want to be, some guys just running down, then they get hit in the head, or they don't know where the ball is, goes right by their ear. So when they get here, I want to turn, and I want to point, ball, 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 as they get down. So this time, when you cross half court, why don't you get the ball out of the net? Get the one after he shoots, after they make it. You put down, you just get the ball out and dribble right there. Okay? So you're going to find the ball. Ball, 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 ball. Right? Same thing we just did. Exactly what we just did, but now at half court. Find the ball and then stop. Okay? Ready? Everybody on shot. Shot. Go, go, get out, get out. Find the ball. Okay, okay. Come back, come back, come back. Run. Remember, as soon as you get close to half court, find the ball and point to it. Ball, ball, ball. Here we go again. Everybody on shot. Shot. Predict. Back, come back, come back. Now, normally this is going to be a full court drill. We're going to go all the way down. And what I want to do, when they get to the free throw line, I'm going to have them slap the floor. Defense, you're going to slide to this end line. You're going to slide to that end line. Slap the floor to the then you're going to sprint. So you get to, where they're sitting over. Explain that to them again. Yep. Yep. You're going to slide to this side, slide to this side, and sprint. You come back. Okay? All right? Ready? Shot! Ready? Go, go! Where's the ball? All right. Okay, you tired? Up. Down. Keep talking on. Okay. Now, let's all do it together. Okay, now, this is really important. To go all the way and touch the white line. Don't be 1 foot from it or 2 centimeters or whatever. Touch the white line. Touch the white line. And then sprint back. This just gets moving. And we'll do this. In fact, I want the blue team ready to go. Blue team, you come out here on the baseline. Come on. Come on the baseline under the basket. You're going to go next. So we'll just do this continuously. This is a conditioning drill. All right, we're working on, it's great if you can have drills that work on multiple things at one time. Okay? So this is going to be our defensive transition. Get it in your brain everybody knows they practice. Everybody knows they find the ball at half court. Those are habits that we want to make. And in the meantime, we're really getting into some great conditions because they're going, sprinting, and to be on, going, sprinting. We just keep going. And so rather than just putting it from the line and running, I don't do a lot of running anymore. The only running I do is punishment. If they're not going hard enough, or if they don't win a drill, I may run. But we have very few where we just get them out and run them. And we have drills like this that are going to work on their skills while they're working on their conditioning. Okay, so what's going to happen, Lou, as soon as they finish up, as soon as they leave, I want 5 guys to be ready to go. And you're going to, I want them to call their position. I'm 5, I'm 4, I'm 3, I'm 4, I'm 1, I'm 2. Okay? But extension, call your position. Ready? Here we go. Everybody have a shot. Go, go, go. Slide, all the way. All the way down, all the way down. Sprint. Here we go. Here we go. Shot. Go. Go. Where's the ball? Sprint, sprint. Here we go. Shot. Go. Where's the ball? Spread out space. Don't be in a single line here as you run into each other. Some line. Here we go. Everybody on shot. Go. Where's the ball? Sprint, sprint. Now we're gonna talk a little bit about a good slide. Right now we got some stand-ups right now. All right, I can do that. You got some guys stand straight up and down, sliding like this. You got to get down low. All right, you got to get low. So Bill Harris used to talk about it's a shoulders game. Shoulders game means this. He's got the front off and bent down a little bit. Front off. I want my shoulders. I want my shoulders to be lower than this. I'm standing up like this. It's going to go right by it, or I'm going to bounce. So it's really important. My players are going to be all practice on get low, 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 low. All right? What is it? Each it, right? Each it. I'll yell that out, okay? I find these key words here. So, and then if they do it well, I go, PUDUCHERRY, right? PUDUCHERRY, right? Very good. Okay. So here's the one thing we're going to do a little different. When we get down there, and you slap the turn, I want you to get really low. Don't let your feet come together. All right? Step and slide, step and slide. Okay? One more time. Everybody on the shot. Shot! Go! Get low. Stay low. Don't let your feet come together. Stay low. That's better. That's better. I like that right there. Come here. Come here. Come here. I need to wrestle. Come here. Come here. That is excellent. That's a good job right there. We gotta let him know that. Let him know that he's doing good. Okay? Here we go. Go! Get out of there! First ball. Okay, here's the final point on getting back on defense. We don't let our players run backwards. All right? Why? Why don't we let them run backwards? Get down the court. Yeah, slow it down. Yeah, it's not as fast. All right? So we're going to talk about sliding in a minute. It's not as fast as running. So we never want to come down the court like this because you're just looking for a lot lower. We want to find the ball, and we get down there, then we turn. Okay? So coach, from now on, don't let it run back. All right? Okay. All right. So, like I said, yeah, good. So you're just going to go. All right. Okay. One more time. Here we go. Put it in. Put it in. Good. Hey, the other thing is don't leave. You two don't leave until the ball's in. Okay? I'm seeing somebody that's going to get the rebound and we're taking it off. People miss sometimes. So we got to make sure we're going to stay to rebound until we see it going through the end. Okay? And we're to. Okay? Shot. Good. Go. Where's the ball? Stay low. All right, we're going to move on. Okay, let's just talk about stance. All right, you guys can sit up. All right, look for the ball.
All clear? Do you need any explanation? So if I want to summarize the first part that we had, आप जितना ऑफेंस में बच्चों को सिखाते हैं उतना ही जैसे कोच ने बोला 50% आपको आपके प्रैक्टिस सेशन में ऑफेंस और डिफेंस दोनों पे फोकस करना है. एवरी प्रैक्टिस सेशन और मोस्ट ऑफ द प्रैक्टिस सेशंस आपका एटलीस्ट प्रैक्टिस प्लान 50% डिफेंस के ऊपर फोकस होना चाहिए. द सेकंड पार्ट व्हाट ही सेड वाज अबाउट ट्रांजिशन. सो हम जब ट्रांजिशन करते हैं ज़्यादातर हम बच्चों को बोलते हैं run back, face the ball, okay? But what coach says is if you want to be quicker to get back on defense, you first need to sprint. Once you are in your range, turn, look at the ball and be ready, okay? The first thing you need to do is sprint back. Now, in this championship, when we also a lot of games, it so happens, ऐसे होता है कि किसी बच्चे ने शॉट डाला, मिस हो गया, वो बच्चा सबसे लास्ट आता है defense में. That player is the last one to come back on defense. This is what coach said is about habits. ये चीज़ हम coaches को उनको practice में सिखानी है कि ठीक है आपका shot miss हो गया, turnover हो गया, you should be the first one to get back in defense. Okay, so that is how these are the habits that we teach our players during the sessions, practice sessions, not during the match time. Okay, so few of the things that coach just took up, just to summarize that. Any questions so far? Any questions? All good? Okay, players, any questions there? Now do you understand how do you run back on defense? Yes? Are you going to do this? Or you're going to sprint and go back in defense? Sprint and go back. Great. So let's go, coach.
All right, let's talk. Yeah,
Input as on offense. Do they run back on shooting action or do they run back after the shot?
yes, I want to coach on the list. If we get the offensive rebound, they'll come back. All right, I'd rather us stop the fast break than worry about already being there. They can come back, they get used to that. They get down the court, they see us get an offensive rebound, they'll just go right back.
That's the shooting action.
They get on the left. Not after the shot, not when it hits the rim. I want to make sure we're not giving up easy baskets. So when they come here, they're going. All right? Yep. All right.
एक प्लेयर ने शूट के लिए बॉल लिया, ठीक है, तो बॉल अगर मिस होता है और बाउंस होती है तीस जगह पे आएगा, ठीक है, तो वो हमारे ऑफेंसिव रिबाउंड मिस होगा, वो एक ड्रॉबैक है. क्योंकि ये जो प्लेयर है, ठीक है, ये बैक आ रहा है, अगर बॉल बाउंस होकर दूसरी जगह पे आ रहा है तो फिर वो एक ऑफेंसिव रिबाउंड मेरा अगेन मैं उसको 40 सेकंड में अटेम्प्ट कर सकता हूँ, तो वो एक ड्रॉबैक हो सकता है.
Okay, coach, what he's asking is if you have 1 and 2 run back for defense and if the rebound bounces here, so isn't it a loss for our team?
That's a great question. But basketball is a game of percentage. Okay? And for the few rebounds that they may get, the long ones, I'd rather stop fast breaks. And yeah, we may miss a couple, but again, I'm looking at the whole game. And if we get a couple of long rebounds and nobody's getting back and we're giving up layups, that's a negative. Okay? So So don't worry about that. If you give them a plan, you give them rules, not to put it right to them. Yeah, it should be gone. It should be gone. I don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. We have three players. We need a rebound on the offense. These two are responsible for no layups in it. Okay? So we'll give up a few rebounds based on most of the time. We're going to stop the pass play. Understand? Good question.
Awesome.
Coach, you said 1 and 2 are going to fall back after the shots. What if the shooting guard takes a shot? Will 3 come out or 5 will come?
No, I don't want to, some folks will say somebody else get back. I don't want to confuse them. I want to, then you're going to have them sometimes going, sometimes not. So if that happens, if they take a perimeter shot, it's not a problem. If you shoot it, they get back. They don't fall, this is the one time you don't follow each other. Now 3, 4, 5, always follow each other. But if we may get caught a few times, we only want to back. At least we got one, right? But I don't want to confuse them. I still want 3, 4, 5, more than 4. Okay? And again, I think it's a game of percentages. So are we going to get burned by that? More than not getting back when we're running the fast break? I tell you. We're going to talk a bit about our, whether we're today. We talk to the pass about it. You can't beat it on offense. So people down on offense go, you're not going to box out. You're going to get that guy a rebound. We're looking at the percentage. How many offensive rebounds does a 2 guard get? As opposed to just getting easy shots for them. Whenever you look at something, have a reason. Have a philosophy that says, what's going to happen more? Not just, you heard it somewhere, so this is a, you can only put one man back, or, with this offensive rebound, take a look at your film, take a look at the game, see, what the percentages are. What's going to hurt you the most, or what's going to help you?
So this is more about how you scout the teams, what philosophy you want to have for your team, how you would want to set up the teams that you're playing against. So everything that you set up in your practice sessions is, we definitely have a goal, like this is a championship we play. So how you plan your practice sessions, how you scout the teams, how well you read the stats is, it will be easier for you to determine what kind of defense or defensive transition you would want to have. Okay?
This is a philosophy that's come before me. And a lot of times I've done it wrong, and I learned from that, and I changed. But what I do wrong may be right for you. I know a championship coach I know well that sends all 5 players to the offensive team. Nobody back. And so he's counting on the percentages coming up for a rebound and worrying about fast break. I don't care for that, but he won that way. And so I'm never going to say anybody's wrong. I'm just saying for me, I can just teach sound philosophy. It has helped me win more games than I've won. And so I'm just giving you these ideas to do. All right? Okay, let's talk about something very basic, but stance. I want you to hear for basic. Okay. Rather than just say pressure, pressure, pressure. Okay, and I'm guilty of that too. Or guard it closer, or whatever. Okay, get all over him. Three words are for that, or other, or novel, or whatever. I want to give them very specific rules on how they guard the basketball. And I have to be reminded of this all the time. But our rules are going to be, and I've come up with this for years, is 1, straight arm, flat hand away. Okay? So this gives them something very specific on where they ought to be guarding the basketball. 1, straight arm, flat hand away. Okay? And again, we want them low. We want them lower than his shoulder. We want to play them low so we're as agile as we can be. Okay? We also want to hand up. I'm still working on our guys. They go back to their teams, they come back to us, and they come here and they guard like this. If I'm an offensive player, I love to see that. Because now I can see the whole floor, and I'm not getting pressure, and we want it impossible to. We want the inside hand up. Okay? Because we're not, some philosophies are the force baseline or we're saying influence baseline. We're still putting pressure on me to stop him, guard him. So when I guard him, I want to be low, I want one hand up, and I want to be pressuring and talking, ball, everything that they came on front of. Okay? And so, that is pressure at the moment. Give them a few clues. One straight arm, flat hand, that doesn't mean you have to be touching it. Because what happens, if you're closer than that, if I break these rules either way, and I come in here, some guys think this is hustling. What does this do? What's going to happen if I come too close? He's going to beat me or what? Another thing's going to happen. Foul. Okay? All right? Let's get to David. All right? So listen, if you guard too close, you're going to get hurt. You're going to go right by you. Or you're going to try to stop him, you're going to foul him. Okay, so it's really important now. If I back off a little bit, this is an easy one, all right? If I'm here one flat hand, and I back up here, what's he going to do? He's going to shoot it. Okay? So we don't want that either. This is really basic, but this is important. And when I watch a lot of these teams play, I see hands down, I see them backing up because they're worried about getting beat to the hole, all right? And this is where the whole team defense comes in. I tell our guys, you're never going to be in trouble by pressuring the way we want to, because if we can beat these guys behind, it's their problem. They didn't do their job. All right, now, we tell every defensive player, a great defensive player is going to guard two girls, at least. And when I say guard two girls, I mean fan him out one way or not right to the basket. All right? Now, I've had a great defensive player, who guarded more than, but not many. I probably guarded I probably had less than 10 players in 43 years that could just stay with anybody for unlimited time. But I tell them, if you can get them to go sideways, it's a dribble comes out your top. But we don't want so many guys go right by. All right? I'm here, and somebody makes a direct drive to the basket. That's a problem. So now everybody's scrambling. Now our help defense will come in order. You'll see in a minute. But as soon as I get beat, so I always say this is important. The best defense you can play is if you've got players that can stop their own game. All right, that's the very best. If you really work on your defense, you keep them low, you keep moving good slides. But the second best defense is when okay? You're going to be on defense. I just want you to show like a stunt. So your man's over there. All right. Okay? The second best defense is just going to show 1 foot help and then get back. So he gets by me, not all the way by me, 1 foot help and back. That's the second best. But we don't have to commit ourselves. We're stunting 1 foot help and getting back. Okay? The third best defense, you're going to have to go all the way, still guard him. He's going to get by me, and he totally loses me. You've got to go all the way. Yep. That's the third best. But it's not great because now we got to move the player. And obviously the fourth is unacceptable, and that's where nobody helps. He goes all the way to the basket. That's where they're going to be sitting right next to me, thinking about what they just did. All right? Because that's an effort problem. All right? I don't know how you do it, but I very seldom ever take a player out of the game because of a mental mistake. I mean, one mental mistake. Now, maybe it's 3 or 4 in a row or something else. I will take a player out immediately if it's an effort mistake. All right? And I told you this up front. That, you make a bad pass, or you make a bad play, I'm not a one mistake you're out there. Because I want to give them confidence, I want to make them feel comfortable, I want them to play scared. Scared only works for a little bit. If you're trying to scare your players, that's only for a little bit. It's never going to make them a better player in the long run. They got to know you have confidence. Even though you made a mistake, I'm sticking with it. But if it's an effort issue, you're out.
This is such a wonderful thing. कि कभी भी किसी प्लेयर ने एक मिस्टेक मिस्टेक किया, सो डोंट गेट द प्लेयर आउट। प्लेयर को बाहर निकालना जरूरी नहीं है। अगर 3-4 मिस्टेक्स होते हैं, यस यू नीड टू थिंक अबाउट इट। कोच कहते हैं कि प्लेयर को तब बाहर निकालो अगर वो प्लेयर जितना ज़रूरी एफर्ट डालना है वो नहीं डाला, बॉल के लिए हासिल नहीं कर रहा है। सो व्हेन इट इज एन एफर्ट इशू यू कैन सब्स्टिट्यूट द प्लेयर राइट अवे, बट इफ इट इज अबाउट अ मिस्टेक विच कैन बी रेक्टिफाइड और 3-4 मिस्टेक एक साथ हो रही है, यस यू नीड टू टेक अ बॉल, बट एक मिस्टेक गिव दैट प्लेयर अ चांस, let them stay in. Okay?
Yeah, you know, there's times, I'm going to get after my players. I'm going to yell at them every once in a while. But I hope there's 5 or 6 times that I'm not going to do that. Tell them how good they're doing or just correcting them. Okay? But it's really important that they don't play out of fear. Fear only helps you maybe for one possession. But it's going to really make it worse down the lane. If I'm playing, and I played for a coach like this when I was in school, that I knew if I made one mistake, I'm out. So I'm not even playing my game. I'm just playing scared. I'm trying not to make a mistake. But I had other coaches that believed in me. And I'll say this too. I'm going to go off on other things. The best thing you can do as a coach is give your players confidence. All right? If you're the one that just always tears them down and tells them all the things they've done wrong, you're going to damage their play. They're not going to reach their full potential. There's times to get after them. There are. But you better earn that right by celebrating the good things they do. And I have to keep telling myself that. Even when I'm in practice and training. I want to reward them. I want to, if you want, some coach said, if you want good actions, great actions repeated, keep praising them, they're going to want to do it again. Okay? So again, I know that sometimes that's hard. You get frustrated, you want to just bring out all the bad things and all the corrections. But make sure you earn the right to do that. You know? Give them a lot of positive feedback, tell them all the good things they've done. And then you earn the right to get after them every once in a while. If all you do is yell negative things to them, they're not sacrifice. He just yells at me, he didn't like anything I do, so I'll just do my thing. Or I'm sitting over there. All right. Now, let's have...
Coach understand.
Yeah.
So, coach जो कह रहे हैं कि किसी भी प्लेयर को डोंट लेट दैट प्लेयर फियर के साथ खेले, ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए क्योंकि वो प्लेयर कभी भी ग्रो नहीं होगा। अगर आप हर बार प्लेयर के ऊपर चिल्ला रहे हो, that player is going to play out of fear. We coaches have to make it a habit. Like we want हमारे players भी ये habit बना ले कि defense में पीछे कैसे भागना है। हम भी ये habit, हमें भी ये habit बनाना जरूरी है that how we praise our players, how we celebrate their victories, how we celebrate what they do the best on the court. Okay?
Just think about when you played. And you had a coach cheer you on and tell you how great a play that was. I had a coach in college my last year, and he always made me feel like I was the best player on the floor. And I wasn't. But he made me feel that way. And so, man, I wanted to play for him. I wanted to do everything I could to please him because he gave me such confidence. Okay? All right, good drill. Let me have, come on here with the ball. You guard it. Come on. All right, give him the ball. Give him the ball. Okay. I'm talking about guarding people for 2 dribbles, right? So this is a drill that we do. We make it real competitive. So they're playing orange against blue. We call this team alley drill. This is the alley. They can't dribble outside the goals. Okay? And we're going to start this with 3 passes. You're going to throw to him, throw back to him, throw back to him, and we play. And we play. Okay? Now, you're trying to get the basket and score. You're trying to stop him without fouls. But you can't dribble outside. If you dribble outside, it's going to get the ball. We'll play this to 3. So you're going to play a 5 or 10 or whatever. Okay? So now, how do I say I want you to guard him? Where? On the flag. Yep, right in there. Okay? So your job is to try to score the basket. Okay? If he shoots and misses, you gotta keep playing. Here's the other thing I'm going to tell you. The drill isn't over until what? Score or? Yeah, but what if we don't score? Yeah, all right? You're so fast, nobody else can. Yes, it is. All right? Every drill we run that's live is not over until the basket goes in or we get a rebound or a turnover, whatever. We don't. When's the last time in a game you see the ball? When's the last time in the game you saw a player, shoot and miss and just walk off? All right? So why do you let them do that in practice? Habits. Habits. So we never have a drill, and when they do that, you're going to be up and down the court. Okay? Because we have to build those habits that we never stop playing. And I guarantee you, I would say 90% of the players I get for the first time are used to taking a shot and quitting. And it never became, why would we do it in practice? Right? Okay,
so कोच ये बताना चाहते हैं कि हम कई बार प्रैक्टिस जब लेते हैं 2-man pass, 3-man pass, बच्चे ने शॉट मिस किया वो पीछे आ जाए। ये गेम में होता है कभी नहीं, आपने शॉट मिस किया आप रेडी रहते हो नेक्स्ट रिबाउंड के लिए। So make that a habit. Teach your players in your sessions that this is what we want. Until and unless you don't score or you don't lose the possession, you're not going back for defense.
We make this a lot of fun because we've got people like cheering on their player because you know what? If you lose, you're going to run. All right? So that's your motivation. All right? So you've got to be talking this thing. Now, we're going to make 3 passes. 1, 2, 3, and then right in the play. Go. 1, 2, 3, play. All right? There's one move. You move the ball with the ball. You go the other way. Take a run. All right. All right? So whoever gets played, they go to the end of the line. We man out, but they can stay on offense. All right? And we're playing the 2 baskets. Sometimes we're going to only reward the defense. Like I have a lot of drills where we score on defense. So, in fact, let's do that right now. Score on defense today. So you don't have any points. Nobody has any points. Because you didn't stop it. If you stop them, you get a point. All right? We're not rewarding the offense. Ready? Go. Come on, guys. Come on. Go. Woo. Whoa. Wait. Not come back. Come back. What I say, how many passes? We got to have a defensive stop. Play. There's one. You guys out. Now, aren't you on offense? No, play. You gotta play. Play, just play. All right? You're going to be on scoring, so you want to be on defense, you got to keep scoring. If you win this, you win. Okay? Hopefully they want to win, but they also don't want to run. All right, we're done with this drill. This is something I would say, you really work on your on-ball defense. And we're looking at gaining them up. Some of these guys got to be right to the hole. We should be able to guard them before you get to those zones. Have them outside. We're going to find out what has to be good guard to go back. Okay, let's go to just a zigzag drill. All right, so get a partner, blue right down here, sit in the foul line. Get a partner. One on defense. Right over here. Okay? One on offense, one on defense. Get a partner. So 4 balls here. Ball for the 2 guys. Okay, now. What you want want to do is slap the floor, defense, and get in the stance like this. Hands up, up. You're not going to try to burn it. So white, down the head of court, and you're going to switch. You're going to ball on the back. Now everybody's probably done this, but I'm going to build on this. So we want, first of all, we want their nose on the chest. We want your shoulders lower than the offense shoulder. We want you low, everybody low. You can't stand up, big man. All right? Now, on defense, I want you to actually cut him off. Don't let him go. He's only going to go to the white, but I want you to translate to cutting him off. All right? And then you go back the other way. No, we're not letting him go. Let him straight up. And once he goes, you're going to step out, stop him, come to the farther, and go back and forth, all right? We're not trying to beat him. We're just going back and forth, all right? Ready, go. Go, stop. Let him off. Get stop. Give him the ball. He's coming back. Go. Stop. All right. Now, let's back up a little bit. So I want you to put your hands over your head. Put your hands over your head. Sometimes we'll have a towel, or we'll do something different, because I want it to be all about footwork right now. We'll have the hands later. All right, hey. Yell ball. Yell ball. Yeah, that's what I want right there. You gotta be. Yeah? All right. All the way down. Here we go. Ball. Stay low. Don't try to burn it. Just back and forth. Get up on it. Ball. Stay in front. Good. Stay in front. Good. Stay in front. Good. Ball. All right, switch it. You guys stop. Go ahead. Go. Cut him off. Move your feet. Stop. Just back and forth. Nobody fair. Nope. All right, we got fancy duty, right? Okay, I just want you to go back and forth. You can show me your moves later. Okay? All right? Something, they don't get to that point, but don't let them trying to show off. Whatever. Back and forth. So, now, we're going to work on our closeout. Okay? Where are you? You got the ball, give him the ball. Now, we're going to work on our closeout. All right? So we're going to full sprint so we get a couple steps off of it. We're going to throw our hands up so we're keeping them from making an easy pass. Then we're going to chop in. And some people are going to something different. That's fine too. They need to get rid of the chop. But right now we're going to still chop. So we call it chop and run. So you're going to sprint, hands high, chopping, and then dropping and getting right into the position we've been working on. And it's really important. So let's give coach the ball right there. Yeah. All right, you don't need a ball. So we're not doing this. Let's say you're in help position. Right here. Okay? There. You're going to make a pass, and you're going to close out. Go. Okay, stay there. Do it again. Remember, I want you to go sprint, hands high, chopping in, and drop. Here we go. Ball. Get to the hand, man. Bring your hand. Get him up. All right. So here's the throw we're going to do. We're going to go zigzag like we just did. Okay? We're going to come down, give him the ball. First man. Just zigzag down. Who's on defense? Okay. You're up. No. Stay where you are now. Okay. Stay where you are now. Offense. Okay. 2 feet out there. You're going to turn around. You're going to throw to the next man. And you're going to sprint. And you're going to close out. And wait, don't leave until he closes out on you. You go zigzag. Okay? Zigzag. Offense comes around. Pass the next guy. Closeout. So we're just working on our closeout fundamentals. So we're building on our zigzag drill. Okay? We're still working on getting low, still letting our feet cross, throwing ball, but then we're going to work on our closeout. All right, start offense, defense. Offense, defense, zigzag, zigzag. No. Zigzag, start. Zigzag, zigzag. Zig, up with the zigzag. Who's on defense? Kick, ball. Back. Hey, hold on. White to white. White line to white line. I don't need your fancy stuff. Here we go. White line. All right. No. You got the ball. You're out. Pass. Next guy in. Pass. Close out. Zigzag. There you go. Good. Good. Now, he's up, pass, sprint, close out. Good, sprint, go. We're getting sloppy. Don't leave until he closes out. Don't leave. Sprint. Got to pitch first, man. Go. Stay front. Throw it back. No, come on, you gotta work. All right, hold up. All right, see the drill. I want you players to listen to this. All right, players, listen to me. This is a pet peeve of mine. When somebody's been watching 3 or 4 possessions of a drill, and they're like the 4th man to go, and they don't know what they're doing. How can you be watching the drill in front of you, see exactly how they're doing it, and then not know how to do it when you get there? I'll give you 1 turn, maybe. 2 turns, 3 turns, no way! You should have been watching what they're doing. So don't let you play it, you're just wasting time in practice, right? They're watching it, I'll have guys standing here on the baseline, they watch everything we're doing, and then finally they get their chance and do it all wrong. So make sure your players, this is about coaching all 12. This is another thing about coaching all 12. When they're on the sideline or they're on the baseline, make sure they're paying attention and they know exactly what's expected of them when they come in. Because they just waste time in practice. Okay, I want groups of 3. 3-man close up. Groups of 3. Let's go. Let's have somebody right here. There's somebody over here. Go. Somebody in the middle. All right, let's have a blue group. Same thing. Right here. Let's go. Move. You're down there. Somebody in the middle. We'll just go 2 groups right here. Move up. You're together. All right, give him a ball. Right, you're facing this way. You're going to be closing off the defense. You're facing this way. You're on defense. Hey, get the ball here. Come on, coaches. Get the ball. Waste time. All right, we just wasted about 10 seconds right here. Now, this is our 3-man closeout drill. What you're going to be doing is you're doing what we just worked on. Sprinting, hands high, dropping, and all you're going to do is but don't pass it right away. Wait till it closes out. And pass. You back up on it. Then you're going to pass. So if you're coming in here, closing out, you're going to pass, a sprint, same thing. All right? Back and forth, hold it until we can't do it doing the same thing. Now, we'll have our whole team spread out. Everybody's going to be in this drill all the way down the floor. And all we're doing is a conditioning drill, but it's also working on our closeouts. Now, here's another thing, my players know how to answer this every time. I say, every defensive drill is they'll say offensive drill. Every offensive drill is a defensive drill. So why waste time? You know, if I don't say that, if I don't say that or demand that, I'll throw me the ball. Close out. Yep. They're just gonna, hey, this is a defensive drill. So I'm just standing there and throwing the ball back. So what I want you to do is get in triple threat position. All right? You don't want, you want to either come below your knees, you want to come over top, step into it, but I want you to treat it like you're in a game. All right? So this is a defensive drill, but why waste our time and why have bad habits on offense? So when you catch it, triple threat. Be tough, get low, move that ball around. Okay, and then make it catch. You ready? Go. Hold on. Hold on, stop. Yeah, good. I don't know about listening. All right? You were hustling, right? Working hard? Did you work? All right? I think that's working hard, right? It is. But it's working wrong. Okay? If you close out, and you come here, what do we say would happen? What are two things? Either go bias or foul. So you've got to wait one flat or a wait. Okay, same with you. All right, now you can blow. When I point to you, Arnie, just blow the whistle, and we'll flip and we'll change. We'll go to defense. We'll go to defense. Okay? Ready? Go. Good. Quick. Good. Listen. All right, quick. Come in on defense. Quick. Let's go. Who's here? Let's go. Just go. Good. Listen. Quick. Who has been in on defense? Right, go. Guard it. Sprint. Go. Up. Yeah. Here we go. Stop. Switch back. First guy who's in the middle. Real quick. Now, we're going to take two dribbles. Okay? Just spread out a little bit. We're going to take two dribbles. Now, this is where you're going to get burned if you're coming in too tight. You're coming in here, you're never going to stop the dribble. Right? But I don't want you backing off with that one flat hand, and then it goes two dribbles and stay in front of it. So two dribbles in the next. And then you keep the drill going. Ready? Go! Now stay front. All right, hold up, stop. Offensive man, don't take off until we close out right now. Until we get up to swing. Okay, you keep burning them. Wait till he closes out, and then go. Hey, switch. Go quick, go. Play. Two dribble. Wait. Hold up. Stop. I'm going to be all over you. Why? You were too close. And now you're playing safe. Right? Where's your Yeah, one flat. Start right here. Play, go. Two dribbles. Good. Let's go. One more time. Two different. In the middle. Let's go. Hold on. Hey, stop. Yeah, here the ball. You stop right here. Why? Because you're afraid he's faster. You're afraid you're going to get beat. Right? You're afraid you're going to get beat. If you guys in a game, you got to trust those guys behind you. I want you to put flat down. All right? Close out. Go. Stand up. Good. Okay, all right, good. All right, so that's three-man closeout. Okay? So you've got to go from defensive transition. Okay? So your stance to your closeout. Okay? Now we'll start adding in some key defense that we work on. Everybody need to stand up over there. Just, everybody stand up. Stand up. Just, you know, move your hands around, loosen up. All right. Don't want anybody sitting on. Okay. Put your hands up. Turn to your right. Turn here, turn. And give that person a shoulder rub. Shoulder rub. Come on. All right, sit down. Sit down.
Coaches, let me see how loud you can scream defense on the count of 3. All the coaches, on the count of 3, let's scream defense. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Now let's get to the backcourt defense. Man, backcourt defense. Now, let's go. Let's put one here. All right, most of you know this, but I'm gonna make sure. All right, we've got ball side. I want offensive defensive. One orange, one blue. One orange and one blue. Yep. Okay, so move me out here. We've got ball side all the way to the rim. Here's our line. All right. Sometimes I need to paint it on line. If you want to do this, you probably would know. Okay. I need to think about that. So let me put a line on. Okay. And then you got help side.
Yeah, so we are speaking about ball side and help side defense. So most of the times we have the helpline. When we read more about the terminologies, a helpline or the split line is an imaginary line from rim to rim. So if you draw an imaginary line, that becomes your helpline. So let's see how we can build a system or teach the players about the ball side and help side defense.
Okay. So there's different ways to do this. Some coaches, and I used to do this, I used to deny everything on that side. Wouldn't let the ball in there. About 20 years ago, probably, did a clinic like this. And a coach said, you should establish your defense. You should have a defense that gives you a chance to be the best 3 teams you play. Because I was out denying all the way out, I was pressuring, and there's some teams that can do that. You got great athletes, you got quickness and all that. I would never say that's wrong. But for the players I usually have, that's not our best defense. And so when he said, you know, put in a defense that's going to help you beat the best 3 teams that you play. And what that does is maybe you don't beat the bad teams as bad. They're not throwing the ball away all the time. You're not losing the ball. You're feeling good because you won by 40 and they had 25 turnovers. But you know what? You try to do the same thing against really good teams and they're going to burn you. Okay? So I went to a defense that's more of what we call containment defense. Okay? And we have the 3-point line, or maybe a step beyond the 3-point line, that we call the war zone. The war zone. And so our goal is to not let the ball pass in the war zone, dribble in the war zone, no high percentage shots. Okay? And what I found out was our skills went up, our defensive shooting percentage went up, but theirs went lower, even lower than when I was pressuring all over the court. Okay? And I'm not saying that's some teams that's a good thing. You know what? It's been successful. But I think for most teams, you have to consider this. So coach is going to be up here in this locker area. This is your man. Now. Yeah. Okay. So I want you to guard him outside the workout. It's right here. I want you to be 1 step in and 1 step down. And you're going to be opened up right here. Okay? So you're allowing that pass. You're allowing that pass. Now, if you don't like that, I understand. There are some defenses that just don't let it get in. for us, we're saying they can pass it anywhere they want to around the perimeter, but they can't get into the war zone. All right? So you're opened up, get into stance, okay? Now, if he comes into the war zone, step in, now you're denying it. Get up. Yeah. You don't have to, but now you're denying it. He goes back here, you turn this way and deny it. Yep. Yep. And then back out. And all, you can't go farther than the perimeter. You can't go farther than the perimeter. Okay? So we'll start, this is just ball side defense. How we start with ball side defense. And again, we're not denying this pass. If the pass is there, then you're on ball. So the pass is there, now you're in your on ball defense. Yep, just like the work that, we want that, yeah. We want this hand high. We want this hand high. Inside. Okay? Pass it back. Now, if I'm there and he comes here, now, I'm denying. It's a head whip. Well, I don't like this. Okay, somebody I'm not crazy about turning all the way around and coming back because I feel like for that split second we lose that man. So we're going to always take that head whip. We're going to touch go back door here. To me, that's a lot easier. But it seems like a lot of players in the York pickup want to turn all the way around and do this. They can see the ball, lose sight of their head.
ओके, जो कोच बोलना चाहते हैं कि 3 लाइन है, उसके अंदर वॉर जोन है, ओके? वो वॉर जोन में हमें प्लेयर्स को नहीं जाने देना है. नाउ मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स वी डोंट अंडरस्टैंड कि कहाँ पे डिनाई डिफेंस और किसके ऊपर डिनाई डिफेंस करना है और कितना टाइम उनको डिनाई करना है. तो ये जब सिखाते हैं तब हर बार डिनाई के लिए जाना जरूरी नहीं है. आपको बस ये ध्यान रखना है कि आप उनको वॉर जोन में आने नहीं देंगे. ओके, क्लियर?
Alright, so here's the drill. We're going to slap the ball. Go. Don't throw it through there. You just go back and forth and try to get open inside the war zone. Good. Go get. All the way down. Coming back. Good. That's great right there. That's great right there. All right? That's what we want to see in the game. Right there. Now, if he comes out, you can throw the ball. That's okay. Do it one more time. And this time, maybe the second time or so, come out farther, throw the ball, and then when you see you get in a stance, then you throw that. Here we go. Good. Go again. Deny. Now, the stance back. Oh, yeah. All right. Too far off. All right. So he pitches it. I'm right here. I'm all over it. All right. All right, so that's where we start, all right? And we'll just work that for a while. Now, let me have, come up here on defense, offense. Get the ball. You got the ball. Okay, now, we're going to look at this situation. Okay? Our basic rule, wherever you are in the court, nobody makes a front pass. Nobody gets in front of us. We're always going to arm bar and deny within the war zone. Okay? So here's our throw. We're going to pass guard like we were talking about. Now, there's a good slow pass in here. And on the pass, you're coming right down here. On the elbow. To the nail. Okay? You can be a little farther than that. Stay right here. Okay? Now, we're going to do this. We're going to do a couple of things. One is, you're going to try to go to the basket. Okay? Now, here's what you're going to do. When he tries to go to the basket, I'm going to arm bar him. I'm going to deny him. Keep going. And I'm going to come right here. Deny him through. What I'm not going to do, which I see too many players do, come on this side. Go through, and now I'm deep. Okay? Everybody understand that? So if you really want to play great defense, you're going to hear all the time, no front cuts. All right? So you know what you're doing now? Okay? So on the pass, guard it. But on the pass, you're going to get down here. Go. Now get back. Good. Try. Get back. Don't let it go. So we're going to do that over and over again until it becomes a what? Now, until it becomes a habit. Okay, now we're going to pass the guard here. How you guarding? How you guarding? Big pass. We don't want to be way up there. That's not our offense. Come on. Okay, pass. Now, you're going to try to drive down. Nope. All right, don't go by the back. That's the worst thing. Come here again. Right, pass. Go middle. Drive middle. There. Pass. Recover. Okay? And we're going to work on that for a while. Well, you're going to hear me say a lot, no splits. No splits. Nobody drives in between our two defenders. Okay?
नो स्लेट्स यानी दो डिफेंडर के बीच में कोई ऑफेंसिव प्लेयर नहीं जाना चाहिए सो नो गैप्स नो स्प्लिट्स ओके
Okay. So let's do it again. All right. Get open. Go low. We'll pick it up the steps. Guard it. Go. Good. Now try to drive middle. Middle. Got out. All right. Yeah. Okay. Drive middle. And what are you going to do? You're going to help. Okay. Do it again. Get open. Drive middle. Nope. Hey, you got to help. You got to leave. You got to show yourself. All right. I know you're guarding. I want you to try to beat him. Don't be nice to him. Try to get in the middle. All right? And then once they pass it there, you're going to hold it, you're going to recover, and then you're trying to dribble in, and you're going to help. All right? Here we go. Hold on. Where do you go? You're dribbling out here. I want you to get to the basket. If you can. All right? I don't want you dribbling out here. I want you to get to the basket. Here we go. Good. Okay. All right. Let me have 5 blues, 5 orange. Okay. Let's have 2 guard front, a wing, and a post player. All right, let me just show you what it should look like 5 on 5. Okay, I want you to start one of these. Okay, how are you going to guard it? Like that? We want, okay, now, here's the rule. Rather than just say help, or be helping with the drive, if the ball is above the free throw line, we want to be 2 feet in the paint right here. This is the line right here. So 2 feet in the paint. You want to have the outside foot of the loop right here. Yep, right here. Okay. This is where we want to be if the ball is above the free throw line. Because we can still help from there. Okay? We want to play like we've been playing before. All right, one step in, one step up. If the ball's at the top, we want to deny it. Deny it. We never let the ball be passed in from the top. This is really important. I know we've been going a while now, and you might be getting tired or hungry or whatever, but I'm just trying to give you something to help you get better. Okay? So we want one flat hand pressing the ball. We're going to be off. You don't deny it. Get outside of it. All right, we'll have opened up. We're denying it. We're 2 feet in the paint. Ready? Now, if he drives, you got to be ready to go. So here we go. Okay, bring it back. Here it is. Okay? Now, if the ball is passed here, Sonny, what do you have for lunch? All right, here we go. Now, if the ball's here, now we're going to come down right in front. Right here. All right, going to come right down here. And you have to see man's ball at all times. Can you see the man? Can you see the ball? Where's the ball? Yeah. No. Can you see the man? No. All right. You got to see both. So even if your head bobbing, Now, if the ball's low, you don't need to deny anymore. No, we're going to come right here, post up. We're going to go up. We're going to go one side and play behind. Hand up. That's the only time we can allow it in. And if it's a really good close player, we're going to double it. We're going to trap it. Okay? So now, if he drives baseline, just walk through. Wait, baseline. You're going to step off the help. Baseline. He's got to help outside the paint. You got to come over and help him. You drop down low. Okay? And as soon as you get it back, when I got it, I hit you. You're backing off, but we're back to where we were. Alright? Now we may trap that. Alright? But it's really important that we're there to help, and we need to help outside the paint. Outside the paint, we call it helping sin. We're helping the helper, and in order to recover, it's not enough to help. You have to help, and you have to recover. Yep.
ओके जो जब आप हेल्प करते हो कोई भी प्लेयर हेल्पिंग डिफेंस पे खेल रहा है या हेल्पिंग साइड पे दे हैव टू हेल्प आउटसाइड द पेंट द हेल्प विल नॉट बी इनसाइड द पेंट ओके जब कोई हेल्प के लिए जाता है यू हैव टू टीच योर प्लेयर्स हाउ टू हेल्प द हेल्पर जो हेल्प के लिए गया है उसका मैच अगर छूट जाता है तो उसको कैसे कवर करना है ये एस्पेक्ट भी सिखाना जरूरी है ओके क्लियर
You guys know that. You know, most players are just 4 on 4. 4 on 4. Let's go. 4 on 4. Who you guard? Who's got this man? Who's guarding him? Okay. All right. Now, this is harder. We always going to start. We'll probably start 3 on 3, but then I'm going to just go to 4 on 4. And so now that means you, if the ball's here, he goes baseline. Now you got to help outside. Because you're the low man. You're coming down. Get the balls down here. This is where we want to be. Okay? Yep. And then you recover. We're not trapping. Okay? Come back. Let's go. Now, let's just stick here. Anybody driving right now? We're just going to move the ball around. Come up here. And I want you to call it either help or ball. You're saying nothing, you're running the wrong drill. You're running the wrong defense. You're either saying you got help, or ball. Okay? And I want the offense to not trying to beat them here. You're just going to move the ball around. You're just going to move it, hold it, don't drive it, don't dribble it. But you 4, blue are live. You're playing. Okay? Ready? Play. Now, get low, remember? Hold it, get it over. You got to be in front. Get over here, go. You're front. Play. Come on, guys. We're not stealing the ball. Let's go. We're not stealing the ball. Let's move it around. Let's go. Hold the ball, hold it. Now, just go fast. Get off! All right, hold up now. This is a good teaching point. The only time you slide is when you're guarding the ball. That's the only time you should slide. I see some guys on the help side doing this to get on the help side. You've got to turn and sprint. I don't care how you get there. You've got to get the fastest way you can. All right? So listen. You can run to the help side, not slide. That's a very basic rule. Slide on the ball, run off the ball, sprint.
The basic rule for defense, when you're playing team defense, slide on the ball and run for help. Just remember that.
Okay, so I want to see you guys sliding. Now you get a sprint. Don't slide. You're going to slide on the ball. Here we go. Play. Oh, yeah. You're sliding. You run. Because same thing we talked about, running backwards, running forward. It's slower to slide. Go. All right, good. Here we go. I want four. I want you 4 stay on an orange. Now, when you blue on the baseline, here, 4 lines, 4 lines. Let's go, right here, right here, right here. Blue, blue, blue. Ball, ball. Yeah. You're going to pass it forward, or you're going to pass it here. You're going to pass it there. You're going to pass it there. You're going to pass it there. Pass, pass, pass. Now, what you're going to do, now we're going to work on closeouts and shell drill at the same time. It's great to have those where you don't have to always do one or the other. To work on multiple things at one time. So if you can get pass there, you're going to close out on him. When you make your pass, close out on him. Your pass, close out on him. Close out on him. So just move it. We don't start the drill with shell drill until we come here. And I don't want any dribbling right now. Just pass it around. All right? Ball, ball. No, no, no. Ready? Go, 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 go. Quick! Close out. Play. No shot. Oh! Where do you need? Down here. Huh? You got me down here? This is all new. I understand. Here we go. Here we go. Play. Play. Ball, ball, ball. Good. Now, stop. All right, so now this is just working on our closeout to start with, and then we go to our shoulder. And then what I would do after that is go into our final. Okay? You won't let me know this is just a different way to do it. Okay?
So I think the shell drill, that when we teach the players, shell drill is a very important thing to be taught to all the players, especially with the youth, when they get to understand how to help. So once you've introduced how to help, once you've taught them how to close out, जब आपने close out सिखाया है, help कहाँ पे करना सिखाया है, shell drill is one drill that you can have in all your sessions. Okay, so with this we'll just another 5 minutes, and then we'll open up for questions, and we'll be done. You'll be happy to go have your lunch.
Let me show you. We can't go full court like that. But this is a really important thing. Rather than always just run the regular shell drill and put them in practice and have them line up and do it. I look for anything that's more dangerous. All right? Anything that's more dangerous. Okay? All right? So what we'll do, we can't do it but we're going to have, actually, you guys switch. You two come here. Switch. Real quick. Run. Run. Okay? Now, notice you got a ball. You got a ball. You're on defense. Okay? You're on defense, and you're going to be going down. Now, we're going to combine our transition defense that we worked on earlier with our shell drill. I love this drill. I don't know who I got it from, but this is a great drill because it's making it any drill you can do that's more game-like. And not just sitting them down. You know, you always have players that can run a half-court shell drill. And then what? You get to name and name. Everything is different. So this is a lot more. So we're going to combine. We're going to do our defensive transition drill that we did earlier. Our 1 and 2 man are getting back, and right now, it's 1 and 2. You're going to be inside. Run offense. 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 Okay? So it's just like we started, where we coach shoots it. You leave on the lift. You're back. Just come back half court. You 3 rebound. Once you rebound, you're sprinting at half court. And what we would normally do then, once all 5 men cross half court, these guys come down and play offense. You get a picture of this? Because you're here now. Normally I would have them, they would be playing on offense even like this end. Okay? So they wait until the last man crosses, and then they come hard, and we'll either play it like a shell drill, or we'll play it live, whatever we want to do with it. But it makes a shell drill a lot more game-like. And I love this drill, because that's when you're combining your defensive transition combining your half court, all right? And then we can even run some other offense. But we're going to start it with just a shell drill. Okay? So I know we can only come to half
I'll
court.
just explain it again. So अब तक हमने जो सीखा ट्रांजिशन ड्रिल, शेल ड्रिल, क्लोज आउट, ये सारा इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए ये बहुत अच्छा ड्रिल है जहाँ पे हम ट्रांजिशन और शेल ड्रिल को कंबाइन करेंगे। तो जो स्टार्ट में हमने ट्रांजिशन ड्रिल किया वो ट्रांजिशन ड्रिल करके जब ये बच्चे अनकोर्ट में आ जाएंगे ये 5 जो ऑरेंज वाली टीम है वो अटैक करेंगे और शेल ड्रिल वहाँ शुरू होगा। तो वी आर कंबाइनिंग ट्रांजिशन ड्रिल विद द शेल ड्रिल। सो इट्स अ गुड वे जहाँ पे आप गेम लाइक सिचुएशन क्रिएट कर रहे हो एंड वी आर पुटिंग प्लेयर्स मोर इन अ गेम लाइक सिचुएशन। राइट पंकज?
So they're asking me if they need a slide. No, we're leaving that part out of it. Now they're coming down and playing live. Okay? So you two will come back, take basketball, they'll rebound, you come back, and so as this drill would go, they come back and play defense. Shell drill, you would come in live and play the offense on the shell. Just like we just did. Okay? So again, we can't go down and just show it one time. Just get behind the half-court line, behind the half-court line. All right? You should have a ball. Who's the point guard? Give him a ball. So what you're going to do, you would be coming in this way. And just imagine like you'd be coming down the shelter with this kind of dribble into this way. Okay? But don't leave until the last man crosses. The last blue man crosses. That's when you come in. Okay? Here we go. Ready? Everybody on shot. You're on offense. You're on offense. 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 Here we go. Go, get out. Put it in. Put it in. Put it in. Put it in. Now get back. Now you come in. Come in. Yep. All right. So if we were running this drill all the way through, now we're down on this half court, and they're just coming down into places to run shell drill. These guys are going to be defending.
जो ब्लू टीम है वो पूरा ट्रांजिशन में पीछे जाएगी डिफेंसिव ट्रांजिशन में। सो ब्लू टीम डिफेंस बनेगी और ऑरेंज टीम जो है जो सेंटर से ज्वाइन कर रही है वो टीम ऑफेंस बनेगी। अगर हमें अभी फुल कोर्ट अवेलेबल होता आपको और बेहतर समझ में आता। बट वी विल बी शेयरिंग दिस। नो दैट्स ओके, दैट्स ओके। we'll be sharing all the drills on the group. I'll share all the drills and this will be a part of it. तो उसमें आपको समझ में आ जाएगा। So no worries. Just try to.
Just think of this as a regular shelter, like what we just did down there. The only thing is we're going into it. We're going into it with more game-like. Okay? And I would say this. You know, if you just want to bring them down and run stationary shell, you know, do that. And these guys you just come down, spread out, move around. Then you can do 2 dribbles. Then you can do one of your offenses, you know, dribble drive. They want to do that. You want to see it? All right. Red Sea parts there. All right, go down here. So you know what you're doing? So you're going to come down and just go to spots. Who's the post player? So you just go low. You can go down to the wing. You come format. Right here. Okay? All right. I appreciate it. Okay, so you're good. So once the last man crosses, you come down into the spot. This is 1 yard. You go down to the point. Okay? And then all you're doing is passing. All right? So we're combining defensive transition with shell drill. Okay? So no dribbling, just passing around, just pick the spots. And I need you, what are we going to do at half court? Find the ball. The ball's going to be right here. Okay? Then we got to talk about who you're guarding. You know who you're going to guard? Who? You know who you're guarding? You know who you're guarding? Who? No, big man. Big man. Who you guarding? Same guy? The traffic? Who you guarding? I hope those are 5 different players. Okay? Now remember, you're back on the lift. You get out all the way down. and then you match up when they come. Okay, and I better hear some talking. Everybody yelling shot. Go. Wait. Go. Go. Hold up. Don't move it so fast. You got to get all the way over. All right, what we just talked about, you're either going to be here, you're going to be here, or you're going to be here. Okay, start the ball right here. Play. Just don't whip it too fast. Hey, bring it back here. Go back where you were. What are you going to do? Ball's here. Yep. Go. You got to get up. Hey, coaches, tell me if you're a great defensive player, when are you moving? If you're playing help defense, when do we want to move, coach? If they're passing the ball, they pass it. When do I want to move? Yeah, when do I want to move? When? Yeah, we want to, I think he's onto it, but we want to move when the ball is in the air. All right? We don't want to put the ball there. If I'm guarding him, and the pass is made, this is what I saw you do. And then you move. Okay? Bring the ball back here. So if I'm guarding, when he makes that same pass, I'm moving right now. While the ball's in the air. Great defensive players move when the ball is in the air. Because you're too slow getting to the help side. All right, let's do it one at a time. Now, what I would do in practice is now blues on offense. So I need a 1 guard or 2 guard right here. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 over there. 3, 4, 5. Orange run offense going down. Who's 1 and 2? So you're all back on the shot. All the way back on the shot. You wait till we score now back. You don't go in until the last man crosses. The last man crosses, go. And we're in shell drill. So you'll go corner, you'll come slot, post man low, slot, corner. Okay? Everybody else shot. Go, get out of there. Go, where's the ball? Go. All right. Who you guarding? We got a 2-3 zone going here. All right? See, we should never be in the game when we don't know who we're guarding. All right? So who's guarding him? You can argue all night long. Get your butt out there and guard it. Don't worry about it. All right? By the time you guys are arguing on who you have, you've already scored. Do it again. Go back the other way. Let's go. Same thing. 1 and 2. 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Everybody know who you're guarding? Everybody know who you're guarding? Here we go. Get back. Go! Go side. All right, stop. Get the ball here. Where you want to be. You don't know. And I know this is new. Ball's above the free throw line, 2 feet to make. He passes here. Right in front. Okay? This is all. When I said that our 2014 team became really good defensively without having a stopper, because we did this really well. Everybody was in the help position they needed to be. And so when anybody tried to come into the war zone, we bounced them out. No passes, no dribbles, all right, no hot shots. And we were, and again, when we beat China, we didn't shoot it very well. We turned it over too much, but we could defend. We could defend. And it was against the other teams as well. And so defense pretty much going to keep in the game. Everybody understand this drill now? So once we run this, then we go 2 dribbles. Then we let go one of our dribble drive. Read, react, whatever you want to call it. So we get them moving. And I know that this is new. So when I'm teaching it brand new like this, it's hard to know where to be. But once we start doing this 3 or 4 times a week, they're going to know exactly where they need to be. And that's how you build a system of defense. I know we've run out of time, and I probably have a lot of other things. If these guys are in, sit up. Just run over there.
Thank you so much. Great job, boys.
Yeah. Questions?
Now we open up for questions. So what we've done so far, what you've seen so far, if you have any questions, please raise your hand and we'll have another 5 minutes with it.
Somebody's asked me to lunch. Here we go. Question.
This drills, how many times in a season, off season do we run?
This drill or?
Yeah, that practice.
We probably run this. Here's a big thought of mine. I've probably shared this before. But I really believe it's same skills, different drills. Okay? Same skills. So we're going to run that 4-band shell some days. We're going to just run a regular half-court shell some days. Probably 2 or 3 times a week we're going to do this drill. And I have some other shell drills. And so I think it's important that you run the same kind of skills, same kind of action, but mix your drills up because players get bored. If you're somebody that runs a 3-man weave every practice, rid of that. Do it once a week if you want to, maybe twice. But, do something else that's like that. It's working on the same skills. Even in our player development, we're working on ball handling. We're working on passing. We work on shooting. We do a lot of shooting drills. But I think we do 3-point shooting drills every practice. But they're going to be different every practice. Good question. Anything else? Over here.
Coach, I have 2 questions. When you're playing man-to-man defense, let's say the offensive player is slightly faster than us. What is the best option? Basic slide or to shuffle our legs and move sideways?
We're going to still play it straight up. We're going to play what I talked about, one flat hand off, and we're going to depend on our teammates to help us if we can drive. Now, if he can't shoot at all, we might back off a little bit, but not usually, because we still want to have pressure, even if he's not a shooter. But having your hand up is going to make it tougher to pass. Now, I didn't mention that earlier, but one of the reasons to have our hand up is not just to take away the shot. I want to take away the easy pass. And so, we're not going to change a lot. We have our big 5-men pressuring the basketball. Because we're saying it's not your fault. Now, we don't want to get beat. But we've got 4 other guys helping us out behind us. And it's kind of a choice.
One more question. Let's say there's an overload happening and I'm the only person playing defense on the other side. And my man is faster than me. So he's already beating me. Is it wise for me to still slide or sprint, recover and then start sliding?
We're gonna have a scouting call. They're gonna do it exactly like we taught. Unless we change that. For instance, if this guy is a knockdown 3-point shooter, we probably aren't going to help as much. You're talking about speed. Well, I'm not as worried about speed because if that's what I'm worried about, he can get back in time to stop his drive. What I'm more worried about is a guy that's a knockdown 3-point shooter. So we call it lane line or 2 feet out. But you're over there. All right? And all right, you're the shooter. All right? And this is my person that I'm guarding the ball. You have the ball. All right? Just pretend you got the ball. Okay? Yeah. Come up to the wing. Now, normally, come right here. Right here. Normally, I'm going to be here. Okay? This is the best spot to be because I talk a lot about 5 players guarding the basketball. That's a lot more important than guarding your man or your woman or your good person. All right? 5 players. The only person that can score is who? Person with the ball. But if this is Buick, or if this is Garbage, or now Dagar, all right, these guys can flat out shoot the ball. All right, we're in a scouting call. We're going to probably say lane line. We're going to come here. We're still showing a little help, but we're making sure that they don't get an overshot. And if they get really hot, we're going to even be here, and we're going to put a lot of pressure on our other 4 players to play great help defense. And this is why, right now, we're kind of a challenge for teams. Because we're putting at least 4 guys on the floor that can shoot threes, sometimes 5. And so who do you sag off on? Who do you not help on? And then, but if it's 1, maybe 2, we'll make that adjustment. So instead of here, if she's already hit 3 threes, and she's killing us, I'm going to bring that person right here. Now the other ones, that puts more pressure on them to help. If they're quicker than me, I'm not that worried. If they're not shooting some pass in here. So I'm still sprinting. No, but if I'm worried about them being faster than me, I'm okay. It's whether they can shoot it or not. Because if I'm slow there, she's going to knock me down. Make sense? Thank you. Anything else? Really important you talk to your team about 5 players guarding the basket. Because don't ever let a player say, well, I had my man. I was guarding my man. Well, you were responsible for knowing where your man is when guarding the basket. And again, I would say this. I can't emphasize it enough. Teach solid man-to-man defense to your team. And if you think a zone is the best way for you to go, you're going to be a better zone team. You're going to be a lot better zone team than just starting teaching 2-3 zones. There's not a lot of fundamentals in that. Anything else? Hey, I want to take 1 minute. I want to take 1 minute one time. I want you to know how great a job Arnica is doing with coaching development right now. She's putting together all of these coaches clinics. She's doing the FIBA 1, FIBA 2 courses. She has taken this year and made Indian basketball a lot better by helping to train coaches. And I want everybody to give a loud applause right now for her. Now, all right? She's special. And she's doing this for big money. I know better. She's doing it for the goodness of her heart, mostly. But you've got somebody that's taking care of you and trying to help you to become better coaches. And I know Bhaskar has been a part of that, and other people, but she's been given the main responsibility for coaching development, and that's you. So I hope not only give her a hand, but I hope every one of you, after these sessions, would thank her personally for putting this together. You hear me? She's doing a great job. All right.
Thank you, Coach. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, a big hand for Coach Scott for a wonderful session. And I would like to thank the boys, all the coaches, and for the patience that you all have had. I hope you've gained a lot from this session, and we hope to take basketball in India to greater heights. So that cannot be done without us coaches being knowledgeable, upgrading ourselves, updating ourselves. So thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you in the next Nationals. Thank you so much.